Hello, seventh grade writers. This is Mrs. Harding, and we are preparing for your final assessment of this unit by planning your essay. So, on the final assessment, there will be no surprises. You'll just be asked to submit your final essay, and there'll be a checklist there for you to make sure you have everything that you need before submitting it and being done. So, these lessons leading up to that are provided to help you prepare. So, there is no expectation that you open that final essay assessment and type your essay right then. Instead, you should be writing it and editing and revising it throughout these lessons so that you're ready to submit it at that point, which is coming up soon. So in this essay, I gave you a bunch of different short stories that you may choose if you would like. You can choose one of those to write about, or you can choose to write about one of the two main characters in A Long Walk to Water. So those are your choices. A character from A Long Walk to Water or one of the people from one of the short stories that were provided. If you scroll up in this lesson, you will see them there. And you should pick one that you feel like you can very clearly describe in a multi-paragraph essay. Someone that you could very clearly describe how they changed for the better because of some challenges they went through. So somebody that you see through reading their story that, oh my goodness, they definitely changed, they grew, they became a better person, or they were able to do amazing things through their life because of some difficulties they went through. Those challenges actually developed the person's character, who they became. So keep that in mind as you skim through those short stories or think about the characters of In A Long Walk to Water, and choose one that you feel like you have a lot of evidence for to show how that person's character grew and how they changed to become a better, more successful person because of challenges they went through. Once you have that story, that character chosen, then you are ready to move on to use this handout here that you see on this screen, and that's also included in this lesson for you. This handout will help you just draft your essay in such a way that you know you have everything in it that you need and it's all really clear and organized for you. So it starts with the focusing question: how can surviving a challenging experience change a person's character? Okay, so remember, a person's character is who they are as a person. It's their morals, their values, what they believe in, the things that they live by, that they really hold fast to, and who they are. It's not how they look. It's not their age, their gender, their skin color, their, I don't know, anything that's skin level deep. It's not something that's just what you see in a person. It's beyond their age or what they look like, and it's more about who they are on the inside. How are they making choices? What are they saying? What are they doing when no one's watching? What are their morals, their values? So think of those things. And think about how some challenges they may have experienced may have actually caused them to become a better person. And then think of a hook that you could use to capture the reader's interest and attention, something that makes them want to read on. It can be starting with a really hard challenge that somebody faced, and you could say that made them a better person. And it might intrigue the reader, like, how did going through that really awful thing, like a war or a shark attack or having to walk really, really long distances to get water each day, what, that made them a better person? It's just something to capture the reader's interest and make them want to read more. Then make sure you name the story and the author and give a really brief, quick gist statement summary for the reader. Because again, you have a choice between many short stories and a novel. So make sure you name the story and the author so that I know who you're talking about, and anybody else who picked up your essay would know what you're writing about. And then your claim or your thesis. This is where you need to very clearly state what you're trying to prove, such as having to walk miles to get water every day helped Naya become a stronger, better person because da 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 da. I'm just thinking this on the top of my head. But I just want you to very clearly put a claim that shows what you're trying to prove in the rest of the essay. And of course, you're going to use this question in your claim. So state the challenge and the person you're writing about and how they became a better person because of it. And then you're going to dive right into your body paragraph number 1. The topic sentence is just where you're introducing what you're going to write about in the rest of the paragraph. So you're naming the challenge that you think made the person a better person or developed their character. You should have multiple pieces of evidence. So this is just where you're showing the very first one. Then this evidence 1 is where you're quoting. You're taking a quote directly from the short story or the novel, and you're copying it directly into your essay, and you're using quotation marks around it. And then right afterward, you're putting parentheses and the page number or the paragraph number if it's from that short story. If it's from the novel, put the page number. If it's from the short story, you can put the paragraph number in the parentheses after your quote. The analysis means that's where in your own words you're describing this quote and how it shows that the character improved from that challenge. So that's where you are saying in your own words, connecting the dots for the reader, how this evidence is showing that the character became a better person. Okay, and do the same thing for another piece of evidence and maybe even a third piece of evidence if you could find one. And then a concluding, ending sentence to that paragraph. Okay, then you're going to move on and do this again for paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. So you're going to see here that this handout is set up for you to have 3 body paragraphs and for each of those to have different pieces of evidence. Each body paragraph should explain a certain challenge that person went through that made them a better person or helped develop their character. So you want to find at least 3 challenges, right, that person went through that made them a better person or developed their character. If it's one bigger challenge, such as having to walk a long distance to get water every day, pick 3 challenges that occurred while that character was walking so far to get water each day. And then find evidence that shows those from the short story or the novel that you chose. And make sure you're explaining each pieces of those evidence in your own words. That's this analysis piece. And then have an ending or concluding sentence just to remind the reader what you just told them. Just a quick gist at the end of oh, this is the main point they're trying to drive home. And then your last paragraph is a conclusion paragraph. It's where you summarize and make connections or explain importance. So you restate what you already said way back here at the beginning with your claim statement. So you're re-saying it. You're saying it in a different way. So don't say it the exact same way again, but just say the same thing with some different words. And so it's just helping the reader remember what you're trying to prove. Remember, a claim is something you're trying to prove. You want your reader to agree with you. So state it in a different way so it sticks with them. And then lastly, these letters here for you do not indicate the exact amount that you need. You might have more or less depending on what you need in your essay. But these are just a place for you to list the points that you want to make, that you want to remind your reader about why they should agree with this claim. So just restating briefly a few of the main challenges that character went through or that person went through that made them be a better person. And of course, just a nice ending sentence at the end that says something along the lines of as a result of all of these challenges, so and so became a better blank, or these challenges helped develop blank's character by blank. Something that just is a nice ending sentence to your whole essay. Okay, I hope that these drafting paragraphs handout really helps you as you prepare your essay. Take your time on this before moving on to the next lesson where you will edit and revise before finally handing in your final paragraph in the final assessment quiz. Okay, writers, go ahead and get started.